Alrighty everyone, welcome back. It is now October 27th of 2023, and South Park joining the Panderverse is now officially on Paramount Plus. And let me say one thing about this without spoiling anything, is that this event, this actual special event, delivers beyond expectations and really matches directly with what we have been talking about here for weeks about what they are planning to do with Part 2 and Part 3 for, of course, their attempts at taking major jabs against Disney. Now, there's been a lot of things going on behind closed doors between Comedy Central's heads as well as Disney's and the ongoing struggle between all of them. This is Mike Zero. Subscribe if you're new and like this video to see future updates. I'm also on Twitter at Mike01. I thank you also very much for the great and kind support. Now, in case you have been fully unaware about this special event, is that it is all about taking direct jabs at the concept of race and gender swapping and Disney's terrible attempts at recycling content through and through. This is exactly why the Disney stock has hit a decade low, and, well, let's just say South Park made a big mockery about that, and Disney is not happy at all in the least. There's a lot of things that have been going on for weeks now that Disney tried to put to a full stop, and they failed, but things are now unraveling and getting even more severe. Let's discuss. Now, on top of all of this, we know that Bob Iger is doubling down with DEI, ESG, all this nonsense with many of the upcoming live-action remakes, or as well as, rebooting already established live-action material from their animated counterparts, such as rebooting Alice in Wonderland, Beauty and the Beast, Cinderella 2015, just for starters. However, on top of this, with Disney actively going head-to-head with Comedy Central behind closed doors over their new exclusive event, joining the Panderverse, which is now on Paramount Plus, one major development has to do with Disney's recent actions that have unfolded behind the scenes that go against and mock South Park. Now, with Disney analysts patiently waiting to see if this South Park episode will cause a significant decline in Disney Plus subscribers, they are planning to make more legal warnings and meetings. However, they recently greenlit something that will reach a new low on their part. As of now, Disney informed ABC and the Jimmy Kimmel Show team that they are planning to make full-on jokes and skits via Jimmy Kimmel to create a mockery back at Comedy Central. Since as of now there is nothing legally that they can really do, Disney is now reportedly using ABC and Jimmy Kimmel moving forward to create a direct jab at South Park's attempt to make a mockery of Disney. The board and Bob Iger were reportedly extremely unhappy about the parody that was created, not just about themselves, but also about the Disney stock reaching a decade low. This is something that, as it turns out, in the legal battle that was short-lived, Disney was trying to get Comedy Central to cut out of its Panderverse episode. So guys, let me just stop here for 1 second. Now, we talked about this quite a number of days ago at this point, that they were always going to make direct jabs at the current state of Disney, how it's ever failing. And South Park, let me say one thing without spoiling anything at all, is that they do create a big mockery of Disney's stock, really spiraling out of control in a downward fashion. Now, we know that there's a lot of things going on here with Iger and the board. They don't know what to do with the current state of Disney. This stretches anywhere from their movies to TV shows to the parks to their other business models like Disney Plus, ESPN, Hulu, you name it. And it's only getting worse, and South Park is doubling down. So like I said before, not only have they greenlit this behind the scenes to turn Panderverse into a 3-part event, much like how they want to do with Streaming Wars, they're still trying to get a Part 3 out of that. This is something that is really going to hit an all-time high for South Park ratings, and we already know that Paramount Plus subscribers have jumped sky high for this Panderverse episode alone. Now, moving on forward, this is where matters get even more severe. Now, Comedy Central is not done yet, as 2 more parts, like I said before, for Panderverse are already in the works and greenlit to take more jabs at Disney, which will involve the multiverse and different Mickey Mouses, such as Steamboat Mickey fighting Mr. Mouse, which is the South Park parody version of the modern Mickey. Again, guys, we talked about this like 5 days ago, that they would be mocking 2 different versions of Mickey Mouse's, and as it turns out, it does have a lot to do with the concept of the multiverse and how they're making fun of that. South Park is deciding to take more jabs at Disney stock, suffering as of late, in more episodes to come and exclusive events for Paramount Plus throughout next year and beyond. This is something that Disney is very frustrated about, and they are now willing to make more legal warnings by starting up more legal meetings, again with Comedy Central's legal team and Disney's. Disney is now reportedly in the works to create more legal meetings with Comedy Central heads and South Park Studios by November about them airing the bit mocking Disney stock, as they feel continued use of this is going to tank the stock even further, inadvertently. Seemingly, Disney doesn't want to blame themselves for their own failure by putting out subpar content that leaves customers unsatisfied. Both Trey Parker and Matt Stone are now 100% on board to create a train of parodies of Disney, Bob Iger, Kathleen Kennedy, Steamboat Mickey, and the entire status of Disney where it stands today. Jimmy Kimmel and the Panderverse special event are actually going to be presented as a mockery on his show in the coming weeks for exposing Disney's terrible ways of creating a big spin on their Disney stock, hitting a decade low, which screams desperation on Disney's part. However, both Trey Parker and Matt Stone were made fully aware about Disney's legal warnings and starting up meetings again about mocking their stock, hitting a decade low, and it will most certainly go nowhere. So here's the thing about Disney, is that they're using Jimmy Kimmel like a puppet. They want to use his show as a conduit, if you will, to express themselves about their distaste with Comedy Central and everything about Trey Parker and Matt Stone. They are disgusted, and that's how they are going to express that, by using the Jimmy Kimmel show on late night, making fun of South Park's attempts to bring down Disney. Now, we all know that Jimmy Kimmel, in my opinion, is on the insufferable list. I have a lot of people on there, a little group that I like to call them. We have Rachel Zegler, Amber Heard, Brie Larson, Peter Dinklage is in there because he sided with Rachel Zegler and defends everything that she says. I mean, the list goes on and on. But here's the problem about Disney, is that they think that they have any kind of say or any kind of reason to back up these claims about why they are kickstarting these legal meetings again and these warnings against South Park Studios and Comedy Central. They are not happy about that one main thing, the fact that this Panderverse not only, made fun of their Disney stock, visually speaking, but throughout the entirety of this Panderverse event, it also mocks the current status of Disney, and they're not happy one bit. So, I know a lot of you guys out there thought that this was going to be more or less about a jab at the entirety of woke Hollywood. We kept on reassuring you guys for weeks that this was not going to be about that per se mainly. It was really going to be all about Disney, and it was. This is all about Iger, Kathleen Kennedy, the Disney board, the overall approach about the laziness of using the multiverse, stuff like that. We can see that Parker and Stone have a great sense of humor about all of this. But anyway, guys, drop a comment below, fill me in below in the comments what you all have to say about this. And if you guys did enjoy the content for today, make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel, and I will catch you guys later.